feeling?
I don't even know how to kick it off. I guess you just dive right into it.
If you're listening to this, it means coronavirus has not got us yet.
And we're not under quarantine yet. That's what everyone's freaking out about, is this 14-day quarantine.
Well, what just happened in Italy seems scary. Those headlines are frightening.
I mean, but they have like a massive amount for their population.
Yeah.
You know, they were under quarantine a long, long time ago, I think, some small villages.
And it is just if you show symptoms, you get quarantined. I was thinking it was going to be like everybody gets quarantined no matter what.
But the problem is a lot of people can carry it without feeling symptoms.
That's it. But like, let's say they did do a citywide quarantine in Ottawa. How's that going to work? Like, if you're a hairdresser, you can't make money. So is your rent going to be half that month? Like,
no.
So that's scary.
You need to be prepared for 2 weeks of lockdown.
Oh, yeah, that's what they say. Have 3 months of prepared.
Just hope you're on salary.
Maybe we can just finally find a good use for the LRT, and we'll just quarantine people on that.
Oh, that place smells like it needs to be quarantined.
Well, and then there's that, yes.
I was walking past the station
the
at
Parliament
Rideau Centre.
The Parliament station apparently is just awful.
You can smell it. Like,
Yeah.
So you know where the Farm Boy is in Rideau Centre?
Yeah.
I walk around the corner, it's just like sewage. I was like, woof, what is that? And then Farm Boy was packed with people.
Oh, wow.
I actually looked and went, oh my, and turned and left. I was like, I'll eat out of a can tonight.
Yeah. Was that out of your quarantine stash?
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
I don't have a quarantine stash, as we discussed on
Do you
our
really,
last
Jesse?
episode.
I'm serious. Yes, I do. I got tuna.
I know you talked about toilet paper.
Toilet paper and tuna. Those are the two main things.
What about booze?
Oh no, I got to get that. I have my little wine rack, but that's not nearly enough.
What about alcohol and weed?
Well, weed is coming tomorrow, but
From the legal store that you buy it at, correct?
right? No, I still get it. I get it on the street.
Well, this woman, if she was under quarantine, she wouldn't have to worry about it because she pees alcohol.
What?
Yeah, she's peeing alcohol because has this never before seen condition.
I'm sure you've done that once or twice.
We all have.
Or if you drink too much wine, your poop comes out purple.
Or like black. Sometimes I frighten myself because you think it's blood. Because it goes your poo. If you have blood in your stool, it's black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you're like, no, I drank my own body weight in wine the night before.
Yeah.
It's like eating too many beets.
And you feel guilty then because I've Googled it before and it says if you have too much red wine for your body to process, it spills over into your intestines. I'm like, oh, your poor body just can't keep up. It's like just dumping the wine, like
Sometimes
bailing.
it even smells like grapes.
Oh, I haven't gone that far. How close are you getting?
Excuse me.
Wash your hands. Wash your hands.
Right.
Oh, yeah, another cough.
She licks them.
Yikes.
Ew, that's gross. This woman's from Pennsylvania, and she's the first person in the world to be diagnosed with bladder fermentation syndrome. It's a condition that, like I said, causes her to urinate alcohol. She's 61 years old, and she had been placed on a waiting list for a liver transplant because she has cirrhosis and very poorly controlled diabetes. However, she kept running into the same wall. Her urine regularly tested positive for alcohol, so doctors thought that she was hiding like an alcohol addiction. So she kept getting rejected from transplants and bumped back down the list. And anyone who knows anyone who's had to be on transplant lists, it's not an easy, quick process, right?
Because they thought she was sneaking booze or something.
Yeah, she was hiding the fact that she's an alcoholic. Also with cirrhosis and diabetes, all those symptoms, they kind of go hand in hand with alcoholism. The woman said straight up, I am not an alcoholic. She kept arguing with the doctors, so she decided to visit University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, where she finally got some answers. Specialists noticed that her urine test results for, excuse my pronunciation, ethyl glucuronide and ethyl sulfate, which are substances consistent with the ingestion of alcohol, were negative. So she didn't have these two things that are consistent with alcohol.
I see.
Right, were negative. Similarly, her blood tests, too, were also negative for ethanol. So this had doctors wondering if the alcohol isn't in her blood and she isn't feeling intoxicated, where is it coming from?
Yeah.
So basically, her bladder was acting like a mini brewery. With microbes that were fermenting the alcohol. So this is due to like a particular strain of yeast, which is a fungus closely related to brewer's yeast, like you make beer with.
Wow.
Yeah. So after taking samples of the yeast inside of her bladder, they put it in a petri dish and literally watched it ferment.
That's disgusting.
I know.
So this is like urine beer. Really?
Really? So because of that yeast, along with the combination of her urine that has like sugar in it because of her diabetes, her bladder produced alcohol.
Could you drink it?
I don't know if
There's
you'd
some
want
sicko
one.
out there that would
Jesse.
try.
Yeah, his name's Jesse Reynolds.
No, I would
He's
not.
sitting right next.
No, I would
Want some
not.
bladder alcohol?
Bladder beer. It even has a nice ring to it.
I might try
Bladder
that.
beer.
A bladder beer?
I might try that.
You can't hurt you. We talked about that on a recent episode. How pee is fine to drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually Bear Grylls from Survivor
Yeah.
made celebrities drink their pee.
When you're
On
when you're
that celebrity get me out of here show.
Yeah.
when you're pouring alcohol from a woman, though, I mean, I mean, whatever, right? Typically, a bar measurement is 2 fingers. Does the same rule
Ew,
apply?
gross. So gross.
I wouldn't know.
So gross.
But let's say you were a real alcoholic, would your urine ever have alcohol in it? I don't know. You probably don't know
Yeah,
either,
yeah,
but
yeah. Because if you work up in the rigs and you get caught drinking, they immediately drug test you for alcohol too and send you packing. It happened to a friend.
and they test your urine.
Yeah.
I wonder if everybody has a bit of alcohol in their urine. That's why they say if you get stung, like pee on it.
No, that's the
Ammonia?
ammonia. I was gonna say pneumonia.
Well, there you go. Jeez, that poor woman.
Imagine how frustrating. So they gave her like an antifungal medication to
That's
take.
a cool party trick, though.
Yes, so cool. She is the most popular woman at that party.
She
Keg
deserves
stands
it.
for everyone.
What'd you say?
Keg stands for
Oh,
everyone.
you just go under and open your mouth.
No, but like, do you know how frustrating that would have been? Anyone
yeah.
who's had a medical condition
Yeah.
that continually goes untreated and they continually argue with their doctor about, you just want to kill them.
Even Dr. Pimple Popper, like you'll hear these stories about people have these cysts on their shoulders and stuff, and for years doctors are like, just leave it, and they go to a specialist and they finally solve the problem, and it's like, oh my God, you realize how many doctors don't know what the hell they're doing? Like she had to go to this Pittsburgh specialist.
In doctors' defense, though, like especially with our medical system, because it is pretty much free, a lot of doctors have way too many patients.
Oh, yeah.
And are way overworked and extremely underpaid.
Well, yeah,
Yo.
nurses
Not
are
like that
underpaid.
should depend on the quality of service you get. I would go more with the tired element of it. And, you know, I had this debate on Twitter recently with someone about packing, especially right now with coronavirus, packing our ERs with people that don't need to fucking be there. Ear infection, not a reason to go to the emergency
No,
room.
that pisses me off.
A cough, a cold, no reason to go.
No.
No. I mean, right now, maybe.
Go to a clinic.
Or call your doctor or call one of those health lines.
Yep.
We have them in place.
Yep.
But by you going in there, you're cramming. And it's a dirty place. Like,
Yeah.
do you want to go in there? My mom told me about people coming in with really bad hangovers.
Oh, you can get, and you can pay, like, or there's,
No, they will give you IV
wow.
because you can't turn anyone away from the ER.
If you're super dehydrated. Good to know.
Yeah, don't do it.
What was I going to say? Oh, I even saw some coronavirus thing saying that even if you have coronavirus, you don't necessarily have to come to the hospital. Like most people survive just fine.
Right.
Like we would
Quarantine
probably
yourself. Maybe call a health official.
make it. Or you can get a test maybe at the pharmacy.
But you
without-
definitely want to tell health officials because they need to track that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's scary. Although good news about that is I saw that 79-year-old couple that was on that cruise ship got off and they survived. So like a lot of people are surviving.
I wonder if people are actually taking cruises right now because I'm sure they're like $50,
Yeah.
Or will be soon, yeah.
yeah.
right? Like the whole cruise ship is a giant floating petri dish. It has been for years.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't something new.
I don't know why anyone would want to take a cruise. It doesn't appeal to me.
Me neither, and I'm a boat fan.
Yeah,
But that's not like a boat.
no, it's not.
No. And ew,
You're trapped.
norovirus, all those things just whip through there.
Booze is really expensive. Yeah, I've heard about people getting like just the regular flu and then you're in your cabin the whole trip anyway
Right.
because they quarantine you.
Here's a trick with the booze.
Mm.
So they say you're allowed to bring on like 2 bottles of wine, I think, each.
Oh, I don't know.
That's it. Bottles of wine or beer or something like that. So what my mom and her friends did when they were going on a cruise is they had a party the night before, drank all the wine out of the wine bottles, then filled those wine bottles up with vodka and recorked them.
Smart. And if they're like a dark bottle like we're drinking today or a green one, you wouldn't know.
Smarta.
That is smarta. Smarta.
Maybe we'll have her on the podcast. She's coming for Easter in April.
Uh-oh. I don't know. All right. What we talked to her about? You?
Who being a nurse? I'm sure she'd have some great stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of going to the bathroom, let's go to number 2. Let's talk about fecal
Oh,
transplants.
so gross.
What?
You heard about these? Yeah, it's where doctors put actual feces from a healthy person into a sick person's intestinal tract to try to get good bacteria in there.
Isn't everything supposed to be coming out of you, not poop going in?
Well, yeah.
It's not supposed to be going inside you. It's waste. It's literally your body excreting waste.
There are certain things that can go in.
But not poop.
Yeah.
Some acceptance
Well,
apply. Yes.
when I first read this, I thought it was like people like Gwyneth Paltrow style doing it to themselves. But this is actually a therapy that some doctors use. But there's very rare instances that it should be used. So the doctors say this can help treat some diseases, but it's very risky inviting all that bacteria from someone's poop into your body. So because of that, the FDA has not approved it. But some doctors and clinics are doing it anyway. So here's how it works. Are you ready for this?
No.
You're going to barf.
But you're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So it involves getting a healthy person to donate their poop to you. You put it in a blender. And then you inject it up your behind like an enema. And the report says people have been trying it to treat all sorts of different conditions from Lyme disease to bipolar mental health disorder. Is it safe? No. Should you do it? No. But people are still trying it. You know, I get the theory behind it.
No.
Like the
If you
whole
want good
microbiome.
bacteria in your guts, there's things called kimchi and miso
Yeah, true.
and Greek yogurt
Or
and
just feta
probiotics.
cheese. Yeah. Yeah. Because here's the thing, because a lot of that stuff that's coming out is bad, but you do get some good bacteria just transferred out automatically.
That's disgusting.
The blender part is what, like, I'd almost rather shove a log up there than try to than
Jesse,
blend it.
It would just smush.
Yeah, let's hear.
I'm puckering my butthole right now.
Would that be a puree?
Oh,
Ugh.
Thanks. I'm here all week.
I'm a poovy.
but just how bad of a...
How are you going to drink that protein shake now?
I don't think I am. That's gonna stay over there.
It is brownish too,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, gross. But
Did
like,
you put it in a blender?
no. But could
Just
you
shook it up
imagine
a little bit?
having such a bad stomach problem that you would try this?
I have bad stomach problems and I would not try this.
Because they're not that bad. Like, that was extreme.
I don't know if anyone could have. I think there's something a little bit wrong with you if you think this is a solution to your problems.
Well, the medical community is investigating. The FDA is testing this because there's some truth to it, they say, from the New York Post.
I just, no.
I'm not going to try it.
It works for blood. It works for bone marrow. So let's try it with poop. That's the logic.
But the thing that I'm stuck on is what you said in the beginning, is that it's waste. And like, this is the most disgusting part of your body that it doesn't want anymore.
Even a healthy person is excreting waste.
Yeah.
It's the stuff their body doesn't want to absorb or can't absorb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's absolutely disgusting. Thank you for that, Jesse. You're like,
Look how mad she is.
Well done on the homework front, Jesse. She's visibly pissed off.
Fecal transplants. It's because, we talk about a lot of gross things on this show, but like sometimes we'll learn something that's like we would have never thought of in a million years. And that's an example of something that you would have never thought of.
and you
Jenna.
need to have just a blender for poop.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Absolutely.
And how
gross.
many would you need? Like, you're not doing this every day. It's not like my protein shake over there.
Ew. I can't even comment.
I can't ever have a protein shake again.
Right?
Especially the
Didn't you
chocolate
say
one.
your favorite protein flavors? Chocolate?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Vanilla.
Is cookies and cream better?
No, don't get cookies and cream. That's what I have right now. It's not very good.
All right. How about we switch it over to the weird, but not bathroom?
Please, no bathroom.
No bathroom. Let me see if any of this.
Please, no paper clips up a urethra.
Nope.
Either.
This we just have a severed head, a missile, and witch bottle.
Oh, that's all right.
Okay. So I was setting up an event in the Chateau Laurier, and I absolutely love it. Built in 1912. Did you know that rooms only cost $2 to stay in when it first opened? Private room.
Wow.
It was $2. But I
Cute.
love going to that building because you walk around and you just feel it. Like you feel engulfed in the history.
Oh, yeah.
And I was sitting there going, we were talking about whether it's haunted or not. And I was like, if only these walls could talk.
They would squeak.
Right. What would they have to say? Because you've heard all these stories about tunnels, and because the tunnels went from Chateau Laurier down to the old train station.
Yeah.
Which is now the Senate.
Yep.
Which is right in front of the Shaw Center.
Yep.
So I was like, if only these walls could talk, like what kind of stories? So for some reason I went home and decided to look up things that people have found in walls.
Oh, I love stuff like that.
Right.
But I'll tell you what's in the Chateau Laurier's walls: mice. And I know that because my cousin, his name's Luke, is an exterminator, and it's one of the worst buildings in Ottawa.
Oh, could you imagine? I mean, it's so old.
So what they do is sometimes guests will find a mouse in their room, and then they complain about it to the front desk, and they have a NDA form that if you sign that you won't tell anyone that you saw a rodent,
they'll get your free
they'll
stay.
get your free stay. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Well, fuck the NDA.
I know what I'm doing.
Well, I never stayed there, so
You never
fuck you.
signed it.
I didn't. I've never stayed there.
So this is just I picked the 3 weirdest things on this
Okay,
list.
this is so cool. Yeah.
So this was found in Waterford, England. It's called witch's bottle. So hundreds of years ago, when fear of witches was real and widespread, people would plaster a charm or whatever you want to call it. It was called a witch's bottle into the walls or floors of their home. I guess it was to ward off witches. Not too sure. During a demolition of a former pub, construction workers discovered one of these bottles. Inside of it were human teeth, fish hooks, shards of glass, and an identified liquid that may have looked like pee. Never mind. There is bathroom humor.
Maybe it was just really old water.
Ew, I don't think water would turn yellow. It was probably pee. It was probably like bat pee or something. Like the pee of something.
That sounds like an actual witch's bottle. Like a witch made that bottle.
So I'm not 100% if this witch bottle was planted in the walls of houses to ward them off or they were witches.
Yeah, that's interesting though.
Yeah.
Do you ever see those BuzzFeed articles going around about people that found like hidden rooms in their, like I saw one recently where somebody had been like staying in their house because they had like a trap door in their wall and there was like blankets and like empty pop bottles and like
probably a little homeless
had
person's
been
home.
like sneaking into their wall.
Well, at least they know that person's not evil.
Well, they could have hurt them, yeah, but
Right.
like crazy.
That sounds like an episode of CSI.
Probably is. Maybe that's where I got the idea.
In St. Francis, Wisconsin, live missile was found.
Whoa.
So this guy's name is William Whitman. I think he was like 70 years old, and he was remodeling his bathroom when a demolished wall revealed a 20-inch missile.
Wow.
The previous owner's son served in the Korean War and brought home war memorabilia. Whitman's wife had to call local authorities, and the bomb squad had to go in, collect it, and detonate the missile.
Sure.
I always thought missiles were bigger than 20 inches. I wouldn't have thought that was a missile. Good
Jesse.
thing. I would have tried something with that thing.
That's 1.5 feet.
But I thought missiles were like huge. Like,
They come in all shapes and sizes, Jesse.
I guess so.
Some are bigger than others. Some are longer. Some are shorter and
20
stubbier
inches,
and fatter.
Wow. I really did, though. I thought missiles had to be like the size of like a blimp.
Well, and you've always heard of these stories, too, of people being on a beach and finding like an old landmine that never went off.
Ooh,
Like,
that's
you
scary.
legit have to call in a bomb squad.
Sure.
Yeah. Wow. So was it active?
Yeah, they blew it up. They had to, bomb
Whoa.
squad came in, removed it, and then took it and detonated it.
That is so scary because, like, you don't know what's in your neighbor's basement, you know?
Right.
They could have a missile next door right now.
Especially depending on
I
how
don't know
old
what's
the
in my
home
own
is.
damn basement.
Yeah, true.
Just
What'd you
two
say?
hot missiles.
Hey.
Ew.
Hey.
But, you know, like in these older neighborhoods, like there's a neighborhood in Ottawa that my friend used to live in, down by train yards and stuff. And that's all post-war houses.
Yeah.
So you know there's some old people that probably have some secret hidden little cubbies in those
Sure.
old houses.
Yeah. Gosh.
And war veterans, man. Those are like war veterans from World War One and, well, not World War One, but World War Two. And probably people that lived there were from World War One. They had some crazy shit.
Yeah.
And they didn't give two fucks. Fuck regulations.
No, yeah. And the depression and stuff. Yeah. It was kind of like now, the quarantine coming, every man for himself.
Right.
Take all your toilet paper. I think of stuff like bodies, too. This is morbid, but like killers
Well,
out there.
That's our
Oh, is that
last
next?
one.
Shut up.
This was in France. King Henry IV's head
Whoa.
was discovered in a wall. So during the French Revolution, revolutionaries ransacked and looted the graves of monarchs. During that time, the head of King Henry IV was separated from his body. Almost 300 years later, a French man thought he found the mummified head in a wall in his attic. At first, scientists agreed, but with further research, it seems impossible to prove with 100% certainty to whom the head belongs to. Who gives a shit? He found a severed head in his house.
In his attic? Could you imagine how terrifying that would be?
Well, where would you keep it?
I don't know.
Bury it in the backyard.
Maybe in the attic, but like could you imagine? Why would he be digging in the walls in his attic and then to open a wall and have this dead mummy face look at you?
And it was
my
like
God.
probably the size of like a baseball. It was probably small
Why?
and shrunken, I would think.
They
Well,
don't
the,
shrink.
the skull wouldn't shrink.
They don't
I've
shrink.
watched too many Disney movies.
You're thinking of the wrong head.
How do they shrink heads though? Or is that not a real thing?
I'm thinking
Like
of
the voodoos.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
what I
you're
was
thinking- I know
thinking
what you're
of.
thinking of, but I don't think you can shrink a real head.
No.
So they should say that he found the skull head.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Here's
This
Jenna.
whole time.
This whole time, your whole life, you think when people die, we shrink.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
This whole time I thought I was talking about one of those little shrunken heads.
Those are freaky though.
Right.
I think those are monkeys usually. When we took with the voodoo ones, yeah,
Monkey heads, and then they have their like mouth stitched.
yeah, and they like paint them and stuff.
Yeah.
Head shrink. God, we're smart.
I really thought that went through.
All right, so Jenna,
It'd be way funnier if it was a shrunken head, by the way.
it wouldn't be as
I was
scary
like, it
though.
would have been the size of a baseball or a grape.
What kind of king was this? 100 years ago, people were miniature. We should have let her believe that, John. We should have been like, you didn't know? Yeah, people used to only grow to 2 feet. Anyway, so another cough. Are you feeling okay?
I'm getting really
Yeah, I'm
concerned.
fine.
Me too.
I'm scared.
I just haven't laughed in a long time.
No.
My body's not used to it.
Okay, so you recently were talking to a guy that had a little thing for feet. Is he still in the picture?
Back on this.
No.
Okay.
Well, it relates to my next story, and,
All right.
I'm
I
curious.
think I got rid of him.
Okay, good.
But we always say this, and then he pops back up like
Maybe-
a bad fungus.
Maybe
or
because
something.
every time we talk about him on the podcast, he listens and he's like, "Oh,
I
they're
don't think
talking
he
about
does.
me."
I don't think if he does listen, he would. I would. If he does listen, and I was him, I'd be telling me to go fuck off.
Yeah, but I think he's a sucker for punishment. He's a
Sucker for punishment,
yeah.
hey?
sucker for
A
toes.
toe sucker for punishment.
Speaking of toe sucking, enter story number whatever we're on. There's a 23-year-old hospital worker in Florida named France something. He works as a sitter. Well, it's a weird name, France Belladorin. There we go. Basically, his job is to sit in people's rooms and keep them company,
Aw.
watch them sleep, make sure they don't die, that sort of thing. Well, that used to be his job because he got fired. Can you guess why?
Playing with
sucking
people's toes.
Yeah, that's right. Sucking toes, not just playing with them.
Ah.
Specifically, elderly patients. So people that had dementia, which is really sad because this is elder abuse. They couldn't.
Oh no, that's taking full advantage of someone.
it's
Yeah.
rape, like
Yeah, it
kind
is. It's
of
gross.
Right.
toe rape. Anyway.
Oh, right.
So one of the elderly people woke up around 11 p.m. last Monday, and he was down on his knees, sucking on her feet. She's 84 years old.
I don't want to be rude to the elderly either, but their feet are not in the best condition.
Well, and the thick yellow toenails. And
Oh, you got the most disgusting stories today.
I thought you were going to say, I don't want to be rude to the elderly people, but like be happy you're getting some action.
No.
bitch.
Oh,
Just their feet are gross. Like
So-
I sit next to them when we're getting pedicures.
Yeah. Oh, no, they are.
They can't help it. They've walked millions of miles on those feet.
Yeah. Well, I've even noticed my toenails. I have very nice feet, but like the toenails aren't as like clear and white as they were when I was a little boy. Like there's a tinge of yellow now.
You know how you fix that?
How?
Get toenail polish and make sure you never see the real color of your toenails.
Genius.
That's what I do.
Genius. Okay, so this woman, 84, she woke up, yanked her foot away. Then this guy jumped up and went back to the chair he'd been sitting in the corner of her
Like
room.
trying to pretend that
No,
nothing happened?
Like you're dreaming.
back to his naughty corner.
You're crazy. You have dementia. What do you know? So the hospital called the cops because I guess you have to.
No shit.
But like this is a gray area when you have dementia patients. A lot of them make shit up, you know?
Yeah, but they usually follow a pattern of things they make up or the behavior. If all of a sudden out of left field, Pearl is like, yo, the guy sucked on my toes.
Yeah. So he was arrested. He's facing charges for battery on a person 65 years or older. So elder abuse. Great. Here's his mugshot. Not
Oh,
what I would have thought, though.
Gross.
But like, I don't know. I pictured more of
Okay,
a...
so his name is France. How do you think you spell that?
Yeah.
Frantz.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, there's something. He almost looks a bit like Whoopi Goldberg. A little bit. I don't know.
He has eyebrows though. Whoopi
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
have eyebrows.
If Whoopi had eyebrows, she'd look like that.
That she would. They would look very similar.
Yeah. Anyway, you never know who's nuts out there. Because this guy, if I passed him in the mall, I would never think he's into sucking old people's toes. Would you? I mean, he looks a little bit out there.
Do you often think that when you pass people in the mall?
No, I don't actually.
Please describe to me what
toe sucker?
someone who sucks old people's toes looks like.
Before I saw his picture, I pictured somebody older than that, and maybe that has like yellowy skin, like the toenails, a very thin perv mustache.
You really thought this through.
And really ugly. This is just the image I got in my head, like a little guy in a corner. Hey, let me suck on your toes. You know,
a little hobbit.
a little, gross. Not a big, tall, black guy. So you never know what people are into. It's nuts.
Well,
it gives me hope, actually.
First, you have a story that makes me want to clean my ass, and now you have a story that makes me want to wash my mouth out with toothpaste.
And paint your toenails.
Right. I think quarantine is not a bad idea for all of us.
No kidding.
But toothpaste is a good thing to wash your mouth out. You know what it's not good to do?
What?
Is use as lube.
No.
Yeah. So Reddit is filled with all these stupid ideas. We've heard of them before. Guys, fucking banana. Remember that?
Yeah.
Using banana.
I believe we talked about the toothpaste before, too. They said don't put it on your balls or in your vagina.
We haven't talked about that.
Oh.
But maybe that just because we talk about such stupid stuff, you think that we have.
Maybe
maybe it's a discussion you and I have had on our own.
I think I'm remembering what my doctor told me not to do. Sorry.
So this has become such a popular thing on Reddit that a doctor feels like they need to publicly warn people against using Crest as lube.
Wow.
Her name is Dr. Shri Datta, and she says this is a big no-no because toothpaste on your privates can cause infections or even chemical burns.
Yeah.
Here's her quote. Toothpaste can contain ingredients such as bleaching agents, peppermint, or scented oils, which can be irritating or abrasive. You best believe her, too, because this is exactly what happened to some of the dumbasses on Reddit. They shared their experiences,
But
right?
I'm trying to think of why you would want to, because you think the icy cool sensation.
Maybe.
See, I get it for oral.
Yeah, it tastes better. But there's
a nice little,
You're thinking icy cool.
Yeah, and there's a nice little tingle to it too. But
there's flavored lube, guys.
For sex.
Flavored lube.
And there's the icy tingle lube, too.
Right.
Yeah.
If toothpaste is said to be able to zap a zit on your face overnight, I don't think it's good for your penis.
Or your vagina.
No. But of course, it's not the women that are trying this.
Well, for lube, who are they fucking? Or just to jack off?
Probably to jack off is my assumption.
And do you floss after or no?
Right? Or maybe before.
Yeah.
I floss before I brush my teeth.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. You're supposed to.
Really?
Because it gets all the loose debris and then you brush it away. See?
And
That
don't
makes
forget
so
to
much
gurgle
sense.
and spit after.
Girl, I do that a lot.
Do you guys have a water pick?
Yes.
No.
Oh,
I
want to
just
get
got
one. You did just get one?
Love it.
My dentist was telling me they're awesome.
My
It's
teeth are
so
too
worth
sensitive
it.
for that, I think.
Yeah?
The cold water.
Oh, yeah.
I floss at least 2 times a day, though.
Wow. I do one, and I'm proud of myself for one a day. But you have
One
to.
a day's even good. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't
You
do it
have
every
to
day.
floss. Oh, my God.
Okay, so one guy that tried using peppermint as lube. Blech.
Peppermint toothpaste.
Toothpaste as lube. Here's his quote. He goes, later that day when I went to use the toilet, when I took down my trousers, I saw I saw some discoloration to my dick.
Oh.
I had a look and all the skin was red and raw with some parts of the skin beginning to scab.
Here we go.
Not good. The pain was really, really bad. It was really hard to walk and keep a straight face. Jesse's grabbing his crotch right now.
Should have been using the whitening brand, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I thought you said I had the gross stories. That's horrible.
That is horrible.
Another user said, I accidentally used toothpaste as lube.
Oops.
Well, I could see the bottle of KY does look a lot like...
As soon as you put it on your hand, though,
Unless it's dark.
you'd still smell it.
You would, yeah.
100%.
Why are you keeping toothpaste beside your bed,
Good
though?
point. Good point.
Right.
Or maybe it was in the bathroom.
It's like people who keep their toothbrush in their shower.
Well, why are you keeping lube in your bathroom then?
I don't. Unless we're talking about Lubriderm. But who uses that after age 15?
What?
You know, the Lubriderm
What's
is
age 15?
age 15. Like,
Oh,
I would use
age
hand cream to
15.
jack off, but now it's like you can buy real lube. Yeah. Anyway. But you know what? Some people keep those water picks in the shower because apparently they're really messy. So if you use them in the shower, it just sprays everywhere.
It is messy. You're right.
There's something just I cannot vibe with cleaning my mouth and showering it in the same
the
place.
toothbrush is weird too. I agree with you there.
I do that.
Oh, God, no.
A lot of guys do it.
What?
It's a straight guy thing.
They have to be separate.
I've seen a lot of straight guys
Why?
that keep it in the shower.
Well, and my toothbrush has to be away out of sight, like in a cupboard, because I just feel like particles are going to drop on it.
Well, that's why they say close the toilet before you flush.
I don't keep it in the shower, but I'll use it in the shower.
Oh, no.
Brush my teeth.
So you brush your teeth with warm water?
Yeah.
But then
Blech.
what do you do after you brush your teeth? Where do you put it? On the sink ledge?
I've got a little, my shower where I keep my shampoo and stuff. There's a actual toothbrush holder in it.
And
No,
then-
that's actually for a razor. It is, because I
No,
have
it's
it on
not.
mine. I promise
The razor
you.
the razor one has got like 2 little prongs, and the razor sits in there, and then the toothbrush one has got a little hole at you.
We're going to go
Toothbrush.
investigate after this. We're
Yeah.
going to go look at the shower.
Yeah.
Because I would be afraid of like shampoo getting on it or like a pube or like, things happen in the shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like shower mildew. There's mildew in your shower. My cousin keeps her toothbrushes in
What's
the shower
the
too.
The shower's like 3 feet away from your sink where you brush your teeth. What's the difference?
I can't do it. It's like being in the shower.
Well, you do
I
that.
can't. No, I don't.
Oh.
Remember, I told you I tried. I tried because
Try
everyone was
again.
talking about how great it is.
It is. You're ruining the planet.
I can't do it.
Yes, you can. I have faith. Try again. That's your homework.
Peeing in the shower?
Yeah.
I've tried it.
It's fun. Well, for men, like you can aim.
It's
But
convenient.
I take like 2 baths a day.
Well, you don't pee in the bath. Don't do that.
No, but if
Oh,
I'm
but your
peeing in
bath
my-
is also your shower,
Right.
Okay.
they're not two separate
Pee's
entities.
clean. It's
Still.
sterile.
Still. Anyways, this last guy who accidentally used toothpaste as lube, he goes, "It's morning now and it's still really inflamed. There's less pain, but I'm on painkillers, so there is some help. But please, for the love of God, in whatever universe you're thinking to do this, do not use toothpaste as lube. And pain pills, get over yourself."
Oh, I'm not surprised he
What a
needs
wimp.
them. Come on, if your dick was ripping off raw skin, oh my God, I'd want pain pills too. But the thing about using it as lube is, after a few like strokes, you'd realize like it's goop, like it wouldn't be nice.
Well,
I don't
and a
think.
lot of
No.
toothpaste has like crystals in it too, right?
I think this guy just wanted a story.
Well, multiple guys talked about how they tried toothpaste as lube.
That's disgusting.
and reported
Wow.
back that it's a big no-no.
This
No.
just in. I love that there's people out there that I had no idea. I had to try it for myself and report on it to the world.
Yeah.
Think of the mess on
They
your
tell
hand.
they tell you don't even swallow toothpaste.
Right.
What makes you think you can put it on your genitals?
Yeah. Ugh.
There are so many other things you can use on your genitals that are fun.
Yes, there's
Like-
lots of water-based lubes out there.
Sure.
I even think go back to the banana fellas. That's a better idea.
That's true.
Have you ever done the grapefruit blowjob?
What?
No, that was on that movie.
What was the movie? Girls Trip or
Something like that. Yeah.
What's the grapefruit?
It's when you
Blowjob.
have a thick slice of a grapefruit and you put it over the dick while you give a BJ, and it's supposed to like,
But that would sting.
yeah, it
wouldn't
hurts apparently. Well, that's what happened in the
I
movie.
would think it's got very acidic.
If it gets
Very
in your,
acidic.
Yeah.
but it's a real thing. You can do it, but you're not supposed to get it on the tip so that it doesn't go in the hole.
Are you willing to gamble with your junk?
No, but it's like we're
With
saying
their pee hole?
No, I'm not. And there's enough toys out there, like a pocket pussy, if you want
Yeah.
to give a blowjob with at the same time, that would give the same sensation. You don't have to waste. What did that grapefruit ever do to
I
you?
know. I love fresh grapefruit juice too.
And why grapefruit? There's so many other things out there that.
I
Because
guess
maybe
'cause
it's big enough.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Wow, the fact that we came up with that answer at the same time.
We all hang out together just a little too much.
All right, last story. This one's for you, John. Men can smell when a woman is horny. Ew, gross.
See, I
Listen
don't.
to that breath.
Did I do it? Did I do the breath thing again?
No, I thought you were trying to do a
I thought you were inhaling too.
Yeah,
I
oh,
was
just
like,
smell.
No,
like you're trying to
made
smell
me very
Jenna.
uncomfortable.
no. I was kind of. I was thinking.
Okay, so here's the study.
My first thought is every guy thinks every woman is horny.
Well, now after hearing this, yeah. Or maybe they are. I think you girls are hornier than you let on.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
But
That's what makes us sexier though than men is that we're a little bit
More
quieter
mysterious.
about it, and
Right.
mysterious
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
But as for emitting a scent like pheromones or whatever, with all the products that girls wear when you put in your hair, what you perfume, like you ain't smelling that.
Well, that's what's so interesting is these pheromones get through all of it. It's the animal instinct again. It's like you pick up on these things. So this is what they did, okay? This happened in England. They had women work up a sweat on an exercise bike, and then they had them watch sexy stuff or super unsexy stuff. So AKA either porn or like something awful. Let's think of something awful.
PBS.
The ranch.
Yeah. So the women who got the sexy videos, here they give examples. Sorry, they watched things like Channing Tatum dancing, or read portions of 50 Shades of Grey, or watched adult videos, or looked at still photos of people having sex. Okay, you get the idea. The women on the unsexy group did things like watch bridges get built, and obese people dancing, and reading stories about knitting. So you get the idea. Researchers swabbed the sweat from women in both groups and then had straight men smell the different swabs, not knowing what the women looked like, anything about them, asked them which they preferred. All of the men picked the turned on sweat.
So you have to be sweaty already for them to smell your horniness.
Well, I guess that's where the pheromones come from. So basically, in other words, men can smell when a woman is aroused. So I think it's fascinating.
I find that interesting because, like, a lot of men can't even make a woman aroused, but yet they can smell arousal on them.
Oh.
Yeah, interesting. But you know
I've
what?
never had, like, a guy come up and just, like, all of a sudden, it's like, you seem like you're into the... Like, I think it's more of a... Well, I guess not, because that test, they didn't see them.
And it's subconscious. So what this says to me, though, is if you're a woman trying to attract a particular man...
Don't wear perfume.
Or wear perfume, but get yourself all horny before you see him so that you're giving off these vibes.
Like, there's something about Mary when he jacks off before the date and
similar.
ends up with the cum on his...
Yeah, maybe don't go
Yeah.
all the way, but, like, go to the bathroom and, like, work yourself up a little bit and then go, "Hi, Frank, how are you today?" And then
Make sure you like him first.
Yeah. I'd be curious. I wish there was a more concrete way that someone could test this. I guess you could.
Well, I guess. I'm not going to test it on a first date, Jesse, if that's what you're thinking.
No, it would have to be like on guys you see, like, would have to be like at work. So one day you go normal and the next day you get yourself all hot and bothered before you go to work.
Unprofessional.
And see if people are nicer to you that day, or, if the men are like, "Oh, hi,
Right,
Jenna, you look nice today."
I do work with a lot
That's
of
right.
dudes.
So try that.
Oh, okay.
So you have 2 homeworks: pee in the shower, and one day masturbate before work, so that you're all horny and worked
and
up.
what was yours again? Oh, you have to try to masturbate for 21
days.
Well,
in a
starting
month.
when?
In a month.
Today.
Oh my God, it's the 8th today.
So yeah.
Or no, it's not. It's fuck. It's the 13th.
The mystique of this podcast
It's Friday
goes out
the
the window
13th.
every damn time.
No,
Just masturbate 21 out of 30 days.
I can do it.
Okay.
Does it count if you have sex? Yeah. You ejaculate. That's what it is. It's for
Yes,
the
you have
for
to
the prostate.
You acting like you're going to have sex in the next 30 days. Jokes. You can catch them in Toronto.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in Toronto tonight.
Yay.
Yuck, yuck.
Break a leg.
Thanks.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a few announcements coming up too.
Do we?
In the coming.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't tease us like that.
How's the Botox? Hasn't kicked in yet.
No.
Thanks to everyone who came to our party. It was fun.
And you wonder why you can't get the acting gig. That was the worst acting I've ever heard.
Shut up.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It was Hallmark level though, so that's okay.
That's what I'm going for.